Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ground Up with Natalee, the podcast that pulls back the curtain on what it actually takes to build a career in the entertainment industry as an actor. I sit down with actors, directors, and casting directors to talk about the real, unfiltered journey, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. No gatekeeping, no overnight success myths, just honest conversations to remind you that you're not alone and that you too can follow this dream. I hope you enjoy. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Ground Up with Natalee. Today, we have a very special guest. She was the number one on the call sheet of CW Kung Fu, which was once her dream to be on a CW show, and that was the second show. No, the first show she booked was Legacies, which was also CW. Manifesting is real, you guys. Today, we get into a true ground up story, y'all. She went from telling her mom at 5 years old that she wanted to be an actor to her mom saying, absolutely not. It's doctor, lawyer, or failure, sister. But she continued anyways. I'm just going to say it. She went on 150 auditions with 0 callbacks. And she shares how she got through that when she did end up getting that first callback, that first test, and that first booking. And she walks us through her Kung Fu audition, her Legacies audition. Truly... I don't want to say, like, one of my favorite episodes that I've ever recorded, honestly. So I'm so excited for you guys to listen to this. And as always, if you enjoy the episode, please send it to a friend. Also, please rate the podcast. It is the only way that helps us grow. Yeah, enjoy the episode. Olivia Liang, welcome to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you. We're going to know from the Ground Up 3, where are you from, Olivia?
I am from Diamond Bar, California.
Okay.
Just in Southern California. No one knows it unless you're from here.
Right. I knew it.
Which you knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Inland.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes without traffic to LA.
Is that proper IE? Like Inland Empire?
No, it's not IE
Okay.
yet.
It's
I feel like we were always like, are we OC or LA? We were like a border.
That's tough.
City.
To like not know.
And to have those two identities because those are very different places.
Strong.
Yeah.
Okay, when you were younger, Olivia, what was your first dream job?
To be an actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Since I was 5.
Really?
Yes.
Me too.
Look at us. And we're doing it.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
What was your first actual job? Not acting, unless it was paid acting gig.
No, I wish. Right out of, not right out of college. During college, I started working at Free People.
Okay.
Yeah, just as a sales associate.
Cute.
And I became in debt from working there because I was spending
all the paychecks. Did they give you a discount?
Of course. It's a really good discount, and you get it at Free People, Urban Outfitters, and Anthropologie.
Oh, shit. Anthro would take me out.
No.
I was
in debt.
Decor, I would be like, my cousin works there actually. Yeah, she always shops there. It's like 60% off or something.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
40 or 60.
Wow. I never did retail.
It's scary.
It's scary.
It's really scary.
Why was it scary?
Oh, people.
Yeah.
People.
Folding and plus people.
Folding plus people. I worked at the main Free People that I worked at was at the Santa Anita Mall in Arcadia.
Yeah.
I think it's called something else now, but teens coming in, stealing.
Yes.
You can't stop them. It's like,
no power.
No power.
No control. You're just like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. And just taking like verbal abuse from people.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope it's not still like that. It probably is. Okay, so when you were 5, you wanted to be an actor. Did you tell your parents like, hey, I want to pursue acting? Like, were you watching TV and you're like, that's what I want to do? How did it come about?
Exactly. Big Disney Channel kid.
Me too.
Watched it till I was 21.
Facts.
Have a big blind spot on classic movies because I wasn't watching them. I was watching DCOMs.
Same.
That's
DCOMs.
Disney Channel original movies.
Oh my God.
Like made for TV.
Yeah. No, I know, but like DCOMs, I never heard
DCOMs. But I would watch Lizzie McGuire, Hannah Montana, That's So Raven, and just be like, that looks fun. And I want to do that. And I really liked telling stories and making my mom and my family laugh. And that just kind of, I was like, it looks like they're doing that for money. I would like to do that. And you grew up in Southern California, so there's always these radio ads of like, does your child want to be on the Disney Channel? Bring them to this open call. And I would
At the mall.
And I would beg my mom. But she was, typical Asian immigrant, wanted me to pursue a more academic career, doctor, lawyer, engineer, really wanted me to be a genius, which I am.
Which you are.
In my own ways.
You're both.
So yeah, she wasn't necessarily on board, not supportive. She was just like, no. And I think that subconsciously it was also like she didn't see a lot of Asian people on screen.
She knew you were going to get hurt.
Yeah,
she was
probably.
like, this isn't going to work out well for you,
like
most likely.
The chances are pretty slim. So let's go somewhere stable. I didn't move to this country for you to starve.
Are you first generation?
Yeah.
Wow. Was your dad in the picture as well?
They got divorced when I was 7.
Okay.
So
same.
Yeah.
So we have the same story. Pretty much.
Exactly. Podcast over. Listen to Natalee's story. It's the same.
Okay, so he was out, your mom was there. So no wonder she's like, because moms either they want to be a stage mom and they're like the one that's like, do you want to do this, sweetie? Or it's the opposite where we're like, can I do this? And the mom is like, no.
Exactly.
For me, it wasn't like doctor, lawyer, failure, but it was like, I'm not driving you to a 5-minute like audition.
Right.
For you to like not do it. Also, she didn't know where to start.
Exactly.
All of that, which is fair.
Like I feel like if my mom knew people, she would be able to help. But because she has no idea what this industry is and what getting started looks like, she's like, no, let's go towards this path where I know you just get the good grades, go to the good school, get a job. Yeah.
Question. So when I would watch Disney Channel, I thought the same exact thing, right? Was Wizards of Waverly Place, and I was like, Mom, see that? Like, that's what I want to do. And I felt it so deep inside me as well. And I'm wondering, do you think that, because everyone loves Disney, our whole generation watched it, loved to get home and turn on the TV and watch it. Do you think they felt that way too? Like, does everyone, or is it like a knowing thing when we're like 5, 6, 7, 8? Or maybe it goes away if you actually didn't want to do it, but it stays if you did want to do it?
Yeah, I feel like I haven't thought about that, but I feel like we've been cursed by a witch to want to do this.
Truly.
Because it's hard. So I think maybe, a lot of people will see it and be like, that looks fun. We hear about so many child actors who leave it because they're like, this isn't really that fun for me anymore.
Totally.
So yeah, I think once people realize the reality.
Right. They're like, I'm good. I want to do that. I like this other thing as well. I want to pursue that. So you're 5, you tell her that. She's like, no, sweetie. Obviously, there's a future where you have to go to college, I'm guessing. Where she's like, yeah. So did you do theater in high school, or were you just like, okay, Mom, I won't pursue this thing?
I think I couldn't really put into words what I exactly wanted to do. But I just knew that performing was interesting to me. I did not do theater in high school because I was really involved with dance. My mom sent me to one dance class and I was like, I want to do this. And she thought, okay, well, dancers are very disciplined. She'll learn a lot.
It's more acceptable for sure.
Exactly. And so like I really threw myself into dance. I loved contemporary and lyrical, especially because that was very story-based dance. Like all of our dances had a meaning and a story that we were telling, and I loved doing that. So I really, really threw myself into that and did not actually end up doing any theater classes in high school.
So now you're 18. You haven't done any theater, acting classes, anything like that. You only live an hour from LA. And so did you pick a college to go to? So when I was 18, there was a guy a year ahead of me at the high school that I went to, and he ended up being an assistant at a talent agency in LA. And they were looking for dancers because I guess commercials had started asking for dancers now. And so this like commercial, theatrical, not really dance agency was like, we need some dancers. And so he reached out to me while I was still a senior and was like, my agency's looking for some dancers to send to commercial auditions. Would you be interested? And I was like, hell yes.
And so to my mom's credit, she drove me
Okay, I was gonna say, did you hide this from your mom? No. Okay,
no, she took me to the meeting. It went great. They were like, we'll sign you.
in LA.
In LA, yeah. And I was like, great. So I signed on with them as a dancer, and they started sending me on commercial auditions. So I went to a couple while I was still a senior. Didn't book any of them, but they were requiring improv. And I was like, whoa, I'm doing the thing that I always wanted to do, which is act, which is I'm dancing and I'm expressing through body, but I can also use my voice now. And it just reignited the dream in me that I wanted to be an actor. And so I was applying to colleges. I got into UCSD, and I said to my mom after these like couple of auditions, I was like, I don't want to go to college. I want to be an actor and a dancer. And she said to me verbatim, over my dead body. And I was like, for sure. So I went to college.
So you went to
I went to
San Diego.
UCSD, studied communications. Well,
Classic.
I went in as an econ major, got a D in microeconomics, and I was like, I don't think I get it.
Mom,
I don't think this.
you know me. I'm trying.
Yes.
I'm not. I don't give up.
Yeah.
It's just not there.
So I switched to communications, but my first year of college was really, really miserable for me because I knew what I wanted to be doing. A couple of my dancer friends from high school ended up pursuing a dance career, but I was able to see them. It's like a little bit similar to acting.
Totally.
And
The arts, like moving to LA, getting an agent, going on castings.
Auditions, yeah. And I was just like, I know what I want to be doing. I'm seeing those people do it. I feel like I'm wasting my time here. And I called my mom in the middle of freshman year of college, and I was like weeping. I was like, I don't want to be here. I know what I want to do. And she was like, please do not drop out, please. Like, what if you bring your car to school and you can drive to your auditions if you need to? And I was like, oh, okay. She's like, please just get a degree, please. And so I stayed. I never really went on any auditions because San Diego to LA for a 2-minute audition would actually be crazy.
I literally did it at that same exact time. Are you 30?
I'm 32.
32. Okay. So literally those same years where your mom was like, do that.
Yeah.
I was driving from Orange County to Los Angeles for non-union commercial auditions. And actually in the waiting room one time, this guy next to me was like, we're chatting, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I just drove up from Orange County. He's like, for this? I was like,
yeah, it's my dream. So I did college, and then my first 3 years of college was like, what can I do that's not acting that I will still feel fulfilled, but is also maybe acting adjacent? So I did so many internships. I did radio, marketing, PR, broadcasting, journalism. Just wanted to be industry adjacent. I was like, maybe I'll be an e-news correspondent. I love celebrity gossip, and I can be like in it without being in it. My mom will take me seriously, maybe. And I just was so miserable at every single one of those internships at that office, 9 to 5. Like, I don't think I can do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
This is really bumming me out. And so I finished my communications degree in 3 years. I sat my mom down and I said, I'm going to do my 4th year of university. I'm going to only take theater classes. And then I'm going to pursue acting. Like, you have to let me do this because I don't want to be 40 years old with regret and then wanting to start my acting career at 40.
Yeah.
Like, please trust that you've raised me to be level-headed enough to know if I need to quit this. But I really, really need to try. And she was like, okay, you're still talking about this? Fine.
Since you were 5.
Go ahead. Yeah. And like in between all of that, when I was 10, I went to some like fair with my dad and my sister, and there was a talent scout there. And she came up to me and she was like, do you want to come to this like open call that we're doing over there? And I was like, okay, yes, please. Yes. I dragged my sister with me. She's miserable. I made her do the audition as well. Which actually, circling back, I think there are kids who watch TV and were like,
they don't want to do that.
I don't need to do that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Wait,
my sister being one of them. She was like, what is happening?
Yeah, stop it right now,
I was
Olivia.
like, this is it.
Get it together.
I'm like coaching her on the side.
Yeah.
But
10 years old.
I do that like little open call thing. I think they want us pretending to be in like a cell phone commercial. And I get home and my mom has a call from these people and they're like, we think she's great.
It'll be $5,000.
They actually didn't ask for any money, but they did say like, you should get her into some classes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, tell them I'm in. Like, please, please, please. And she was like, no, they just want our money. Your chances are zero. And I was like,
Damn.
For sure. So like it's been like ongoing, me telling my mom that this is what I want to do. So finally at 21 years old, I was like, you have to let me try this. And then senior year of college, all theater classes. And I just like sighed a big sigh of relief. Like, this is it. Like I knew it. This is what I want to be doing. And then graduated, moved back home to Chino Hills. My mom had moved at that point. And then that was 2015. And then 2016, I did a program at UCLA for acting for the camera.
Ground Up is sponsored by Mastermind Media. Whenever someone asks me, how do I get everything done between my social media, my podcast, I say, well, I don't do any of it. Mastermind Media helps me with all of it. They created my logo. All of those reels you see on TikTok and Instagram, it's them. My podcast, editing, all the graphics on YouTube, it's Mastermind Media. So in this digital age, I find that more and more people are needing a company like this who handles everything start to finish. So if you're interested in finally taking your business idea to the next level, definitely contact Mastermind Media. All of their information is in my show notes. That was your first on-screen acting class?
My first on-screen acting class. I don't think I learned very much, to be honest.
Really? Did you learn more in the... What is theater like? You did theater for your last year of college in San Diego?
Yes.
So I never went to college. Yeah. What is that like?
It's weird.
It is.
It's like very abstract. It's exactly what you think a theater class
Really, yeah.
Plays
and like
we were like they were like have this bounce with your knees, and we were like, okay, bouncing, and they're like, and now just release some sound, and I was like, oh, okay, and then they're like, and now have the sound come from your knees, and I was like, I don't know what that means. What do you mean? It was like very like woo woo.
So you said that, but when you signed up for that, you were like, oh, this is it. So was it more when you got that script in your hand and you're like memorizing lines? Yes.
And like actually portraying the character on the page. I still feel like so uncomfortable with acting exercises. Improv kill me. I will say what's written.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Me, exactly.
And you maybe get a button
too. Yeah, maybe get a button, exactly.
I am Miss on the page.
Yeah.
Like I will not go off script.
That's really good. I feel like for TV these days, it's just better to stay on script unless it's a comedy or something like that and they want it. There's really no need to have that improv down.
But it was more that I found my people. People with the same dream, and the same thing with that UCLA program. Like I didn't learn very much, but I'm really grateful that I did it because it was all part of like these little breadcrumbs that kept me going.
100%.
Yeah.
Even those first 3 years where you didn't necessarily pursue acting at all, from 18 to 21, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah. Definitely didn't do anything math related.
I got a D in macroeconomics.
Yeah. Same. I didn't even take it. So, but I'm glad that because recently I've been chatting with people and they've done 4 years of college. I just had my like old acting teacher on, and she got her master's and her BFA and everything in acting. And she said she came to LA, granted this was in the 90s, and she's like, and I didn't know how to act, pretty much. And so, but we were chatting about it, and I was like, but I guess at the end of the day, it's like, well, now you can look back and be like, oh, cool, I'm glad I lived from at 18, 19, and 20 and did like fun college classes and like met new. Nope, she's shaking her head, folks.
I know people say don't live with regret, but I regret
really
going to college.
Well, you know why I even bring this up is because I always say the opposite.
Yeah.
I always say like, guys, boots on the ground, let's go, get to LA, like find your agent and manager, start auditioning, start failing. Yeah. But through that other conversation, I got inspired and I was like, I guess by the time you're 32, you can look back and be like, well, I'm glad that I went to college for a few years. I was so young and I didn't just get straight into the industry.
I knew what I wanted to be doing, and maybe
I guess that's true. If it's a burning thing, like for me, literally, I was like, I graduated high school a year early. I was like, there's literally no point of being here. Like it is wasting time.
That's how I felt. Like
so maybe it's if you know versus like, ooh, I really have an interest in this, but I'm enjoying being a kid and going to college.
Yeah, I mean, outside of whatever you want to pursue, I like believe in gap years now because I saw so many people through college change their majors 6 times.
Wow.
And then they're in college for 6 years.
Yeah.
And you're like, you could have been getting some real world experience out there because college is not the real world either.
No.
It's
You're
still
a baby
structured.
too.
You're still a baby. But I'm sure that I don't see that it was good for me to be in college. Maybe things would have been really horrible for me from 18 to 21. Maybe I would have been in some shady situations.
Butterfly effect. You could
so I don't know, but I know that like I wish that I was able to start sooner because I just always knew what I wanted to do.
So let's talk about this. So first of all, I did want to ask, how did you get the confidence to have that final conversation with your mom? Because I'm sure there was a lot behind that of like, you didn't want to disappoint her.
Totally.
Was a single mom?
Single mom,
raised you and your sibling.
Worked her ass
off. Your first generation. And so there's probably so much there. It was like putting your foot down. You said that you were like, okay, I did everything that you asked. I am indeed going to pursue this thing. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. How did you get the confidence to do that?
From my mom. She started a brand new career as a nurse at 44 years old.
Wow.
And now she's a nurse practitioner. But like, you know, we had a little bit of financial trouble in 2008, the crash. And
our house foreclosed.
Bye-bye. Yeah, my mom lost a ton of money that she had just put into a bank.
Shit.
Because she had to sell her childhood home to take care of me and my sister. And like her old company wasn't doing very well. And so anyways.
2008
a
lot of
people up. And I know that I wouldn't have been able to go to bed that night.
Right.
But she went to bed the day that she lost a ton of money, woke up the next day and said, I'm going to nursing school. Chill. And I was like,
chills,
goosies. And she did that while I was in middle school. She started that journey. And then she went all the way she just kept going to school. She became a licensed vocational nurse, then a registered nurse, and now she's a nurse practitioner. Like she has patients and she prescribes medicine.
Wow.
But I was like, okay, you did that at 44. I could do it at 44 if I fail at acting.
So you took the other side of it where you're like, okay, I'm going to do this thing now. And then.
And you've proven that it's never too late.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So, also with the like, I've been please let me try because I don't want to be full of regret. So yeah. I told her like, I'm going to be level headed about it. I'm giving myself a time limit. And if I don't think I have what it takes within that time limit, I will exit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got boots on the ground when you were 22. Did you move to LA?
Yeah. Not right away. So I moved back home.
Because Chino's an hour from LA.
Without traffic. I would say an hour. Yeah. But with traffic.
Yeah.
Girl.
Too.
Yeah. And the demons were coming out. Because driving 2 hours for a 2-minute audition and then driving 2 hours back home, thinking about all the ways you would have done that one line differently was...
We've been on the same freeway, dude.
Yeah. We were screaming at the same time. I would, literally, I didn't recognize myself in traffic. I was like...
Different person.
And I was like, okay, I have to move. And so I was commuting for all of UCLA. So from Chino to Westwood. That was also killing me. And so I decided after the program I was going to move to LA. So I moved to Culver City.
You got your job at Free People?
I got a job I was working at Free People.
Okay. To pay for rent.
I was also working as a substitute teacher. I was also working the front desk at Cycle Bar. Okay. And I was also working as a barista. So I had 4 jobs.
Wow.
To sustain myself in LA, and it wasn't enough because it's really expensive.
It's so
out
expensive.
Here.
Did you live alone?
Yeah. I lived with roommates.
With roommates.
Yes, and still I had a shopping problem as well. We fixed the shopping problem, but like I was putting acting classes on the credit card, gas, food, all of that was going on the credit card, and then any cash I made was going to rent. And so I was in debt.
Okay, so you were in debt. I did this too.
Yeah.
It's because we're learning firsthand life. Because when you're in college, like you said,
it's not real.
Right. So now you're here, you're living on your own. We're pretty much children.
Yes.
Like living. I moved here at 20. I came with three grand to my name.
Yep.
And and
that
is
went not even 1 month's rent
weeks.
now.
It went because I got so many. It went away because I got so many My rent was only $1,080, which is a lot for a 20-year-old 10 years ago. But I had roommates. But I got so many parking tickets.
You gotta read those street signs,
I read it
girl.
wrong every time. It was in front of my house, but it was
so
like
confusing.
This is you could park here, but you can't park right here, which is like next to it. And so I got all those, and then credit cards and furniture credit cards, like Ashley Furniture or something. I went and bought a bed. She's got to sleep somewhere. Hello. And then the interest is like 17% or 22%.
And you don't pay it.
You don't pay it. You don't understand it.
You're not paying it right away. You're like, it's credit.
Yeah. You're like, I'm actually rich. Yeah. Okay. So love that. Sorry. There's just so many similarities where I'm like,
so much.
I come and I'm like, wait, I remember that. I remember that time too. So, but I did want to ask throughout this, are you auditioning yet? Okay. And if not, how did you begin to get your agent and manager?
Yeah. So luckily the agents that I signed with at 18, I was like, hey, I don't know if you guys remember me. I'm 22 now and I'm like ready for LA. So I like kind of already had an agent, and they were a good agency, Sovereign Talent Group.
Oh yeah. They're still
around.
That's commercial dance at the time.
At the time, I was in the youth department, and I think that they had only had me on commercially. But then I went in, and I was like, I'm ready to pursue this. And then they're like, why don't you come in and let's see if we can sign you theatrically. And so then they did. But that kind of, I don't think I got very many auditions at that time. I had no idea what I was doing. I paid way too much for headshots.
Oh,
$1,600.
That's bad. Wait, this is a great tip.
Yes. Don't do it.
Don't do it. You're going to get new headshots.
And then they sent them back to me, edited, and I was like, well, that's not me.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I don't know what happened in the Photoshop
So not only
process.
did you pay $1 million, but you weren't even in love with them, which is so common.
No, I didn't even take photos of myself because that wasn't me.
Wow.
It looked like a white girl.
Right. Oh, my God.
I don't know what happened. They had like lightened my skin.
Yeah. Make sure you look on the photographer's website. One thing that I used to do is I would look on the photographer's website for like 2 seconds and I'd be like, they look great. And I used to think like, oh, I'm going to make the photos look great, but it's going to look like whatever's on their website. Does that make sense? Like,
exactly.
Look at their work and believe them.
Yes, and put yourself in there. And yeah.
It's not going to look better because it's you and that you can change it. No, it's going to, the same editing, everything you see on that website is what you're going to. So if you're in love with it, great, go with them. But not if it's $1,500. Yeah, for those first shots.
Honestly,
or the lighting is great.
I have friends with great cameras, so I'll borrow their cameras and have someone take photos for me because I'm a control freak and I want to know exactly what it looks like. And I feel bad when I'm like paying for a session and I'm like, wait, can I see?
Can I see? Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So yeah,
I can do that.
Let me think. 2015 to 16, I'm like submitting on Backstage, submitting on Actors Access.
You're non-union still.
Non-union still.
You're repped with Sovereign. They have a theatrical, what's it called? Department.
Yes.
You're repped across the board with them.
Yes.
They're kind of submitting you a little bit here and there. You're not getting that many auditions. So you're being proactive and submitting yourself on LA Casting.
Yes.
And all of those.
And 2016, I submitted myself for the ABC Showcase.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then through the showcase, I got it. And then everyone was like, okay, like get ready. Things are going to start to happen for you. And I was like, okay. And so I left Sovereign, hoping to.
You're like, I'm in the showcase now. Bye, Sovereign.
They're great. I just need to say.
Yeah.
I hope this. I don't know. We can cut around
No,
it
they
if
are
we need
great.
to. Yeah, they're great.
I mentor actors and like I like submit to Sovereign. They're a great agency. Yeah, I've heard great
so
things
they're
about
like
them.
a really good, I think, jumping off agency. But I was ready. I was like, okay, maybe this will be like the next tier. Because you and I are very similar as well. In that we love to research and like we want to know. Even though there is no blueprint for this, we're like, what's the closest thing we can get to a blueprint? And so I'm like, okay, so there are like smaller agencies, then medium, then there's your big ones. So I was like, okay, maybe I can start to level up for myself.
Also, something relevant here though is you might not have known this at the time, but because you weren't getting auditions, there was part of you probably, besides the fact that they were boutique and maybe you were looking for medium size, there's also the element of like, I'm also not jiving. Like, I'm not getting that many auditions. I want something a little bit new here, which is also okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And so I did the showcase, was repless, and then I just cold emailed a bunch of people. And then I was also able to get some meetings from doing the showcase. But the agent that I have now, who I love with my whole heart, she answered my cold email. I went into her office. She was like, read this scene. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I like cold read this scene. She stops me halfway. She goes, so I'm going to sign you. And I was like, okay, great.
Who is it?
Her name's Pietra.
Okay.
She was at Talent Works. Then we went to Abrams together, which became A3. And now we're somewhere else together.
Nice.
But as long as she wants to be an agent, I'm going to be her
You're going to be with her.
client. Yeah.
So important. We're very lucky to have agents that we're so close with and love and can call and text any time of day.
Yeah. She keeps me sane.
Yep. We need it. God knows. Did you, when you did the scene with her in the room, did she read it with you or did she have you do it to a tree?
Excuse me?
I had a manager have me do a monologue to a tree.
Do you know what? I think I did a monologue to a tree for Sovereign.
Really?
To get signed with them theatrically.
I told him, I said, I just want to do it to you. And he said, trust me. Do it to the tree.
Over there. No, she had her assistant read the scene with me.
Okay.
And she was sitting and watching.
That's great.
Yes.
By the way, I do understand the tree thing now that I'm a little bit older.
Totally.
It would have been weird if I was like
so insane to make eye contact.
so insane to this random like dude.
He's like, I don't know you. Yeah. I don't want this. And you don't either.
No, trust me. And it was it was a what's that massive Riverdale monologue. And so it was what's her name? Cammie meant yeah. Funny.
Yeah, so got signed with Pietra there, and then 2017
tons of auditioning.
Was 2017 tons or was I signed with her in 2017.
Okay.
And then 2018 was like, I feel like we've got momentum now. Yeah. It's like post I think Crazy Rich Asians had come out by then, and so I was like, here we go.
Yeah. It's my time.
It's about time. And it wasn't about time for me. But 2017, I don't remember very well. But 2018, I know that was the year that I went on. No, I'm lying. 2017 is the year. I went on like 150 auditions, co-stars, commercials, small guest stars. I did not get a call back for any of them. And I was like, this is one of those moments I need to think, do I have it?
Not calling my mom.
Yes.
She's not going to know about this.
Do I have what it takes? But then I remember these breadcrumbs of like things that I heard from our guests at the UCLA program telling me and like booking the ABC showcase. I'm like, okay, no, I think I have something. But what can I do that I'm not doing right now? And I was not in an acting class. And college theater did not prepare me for this. The UCLA program didn't really prepare me for it either. And so I was like, okay, I need to go to an acting class in LA. And there was one guy in the showcase who I thought was amazing. And I was like, okay, where do you go? And he said, John Rosenfeld. So I was like, well, that's where I'm going.
Slay.
And I've been there ever since. I started there in 2018.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Holy shit. You've been there forever.
Forever.
Have you ever taken a year off besides when you were filming?
No. Like in between seasons, I would always go back.
Wow, this is inspiring because you're such a great actor, and like I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Being it like no, seriously, working on your craft every single week, because not only are we performing in class on Tuesday night or whatever night your class is. Somehow my acting classes have always been on a Tuesday. I don't know why.
We love Tuesdays.
But not only that, you have to read the script and memorize the lines and work with your scene partner. So those are like a good 3 days a week that you are
Yes.
working on something.
Yes, and it makes when an audition comes in feel less precious. It doesn't feel like, oh God, here it is, and now I have to act. It's like, no, I'm in a routine.
Yeah, I've been doing this
Yes,
literally
I
weekly.
can break this down easily. I know what needs to happen. I'm ready. I've been working out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So 2017 is 150, probably 2017 into like the beginning of 2018, something like that. 150 auditions, not one callback.
Nary.
No,
a callback.
nothing.
Yeah, and then we had to reevaluate. Then 2018 is
And
when,
your agent, by the way, is like, I still love you, girl.
yeah, still love you, girl. Believe in you.
But she knew, genuinely. Okay, so hold on. I want to ask something really quick. By the way, genuinely, I'm not saying same exact thing for me.
Yeah.
No callbacks. It's one thing to not book.
Mm-hmm.
No director sessions, nothing. I didn't even know what a callback like looked like. No chemistry reads, nothing. But how did you stay? Why did that sound weird?
Because you were full of passion.
Oh gosh. How did you stay motivated to keep going when you got no callbacks after 150 auditions?
Delusion. Ultimately, we're delusional and we were cursed.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Passion mixed with delusion, mixed with stubbornness.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
A lot of stubbornness. But also I was like, okay, there's clearly more to learn. So I didn't really get discouraged. I felt challenged. I was like, okay, well now my goal is to get a callback for something, so that I can like hit these milestones. And yeah, I feel like I was so much more hopeful before I ever booked anything. And now I've seen how the sausage gets made.
Totally.
And you can't unsee it.
No, you can't. That blind naivete. Oh my gosh, there was something so luscious about those years.
Totally.
And I was just like, well, I'm going to keep going to these addresses that this woman is sending me to and keep memorizing these lines.
Yeah.
Showing up prepared. Yeah. I think I'm prepared. You know, you don't know. You're just like, I'm just going in doing this thing. Okay, so it's 2018.
It's 2018.
Do you have a manager right now, by the way?
I do have a manager. I've cycled through a lot. I've finally found my guy.
Okay, you found your guy. That's great.
Yes.
But good to know, listeners. Yes. She cycled through some people, but I want to get to this girl's work, so we ain't gonna. But you probably cold emailed managers.
A lot of managers.
That same time you were cold emailing the agent that you got, you were also cold emailing managers.
Yes.
Someone responded. You got signed. You got fired. You let them go. Then
all of these things.
All of it.
Yeah. 2018. I don't think was a remarkable year, except that I started at acting class.
Okay.
Yes. And I was learning so much. And I went in being like, I know nothing. Like no ego, just here to absorb and get better at this. And what I love about the studio that we go to is that it's very current, like a lot of current material. And he has a really good handle also on like tone, network, streaming, half hour versus hour long. Like there are all of these little nuances of, he's like, the acting is good. You're not going to book it because you're on the wrong show. And I'm like, what does that mean? So learning all of that was really, really helpful.
So important.
Yes. Then by 2019, I'm going on far fewer auditions than I went on in 2017 and 2018 for some reason. But I got a callback, or I tested, or I booked every single one. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2018, you didn't book anything either?
I might have booked, I think I booked like my 2 lines on Grey's Anatomy.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Which made you SAG, or what made you SAG?
What made me SAG? I think it was that Grey's Anatomy. Yeah.
That's great. So, by the way, you got signed. You were non-union. In your pitch, you probably just left that out, if anything, in the cold pitch. Just like, I'm an actor in LA. And what happens is the agent or manager takes a bet on you in a way. And it's like, I'm going to pitch you to casting directors for auditions, knowing that I think you're great. And if you do a good job on an audition, they're going to pay the Taft-Hartley fee to get you into SAG, no problem, right?
I don't think that's what happened to me. I paid for those that thing.
No, there's a Taft-Hartley fee. So like what Grey's Anatomy did.
I paid for that, I think.
No. We paid the initiation $3,000.
I don't know what I've paid for.
Okay, we paid initiation $3,000. But production, in order to hire a non-union actor onto their shoot, whether you're a commercial or a show, they have to pay it's like a really small fee, but they have to fill out a piece of paperwork. They have production do this. Fill out a piece of paperwork. Hey, we want to hire this non-union actor because she is the best fit for this role. And it can either be a special skill, a language, or just like this person's the best fit for this role. We're going to pay this processing fee. Yeah. $50. And here's the paperwork for it. We don't see any of that. But that's how it happens.
Had no idea.
On the back end. FYI.
I am unaware.
Taft-Hartley. Look it up. I'm creating a course, so I had to look all that up.
Obsessed. I'm going to take your course.
Please.
Always learn.
Literally. Take the beta version. Tell me what I missed.
I got you.
Okay, so now you get your first callback. Do you remember your first callback?
Yes, but it wasn't, and I'm mixing it all up. What is time? My first callback was before that. It was like 2016 when I was still self-submitting on things.
Yeah, okay.
And then it became my first job.
Okay.
And that was for like a small, they had this streaming service that they were trying to make at one point called Black Pill. Okay. I don't know if you know what that is.
No.
But Patrick J. Adams had a show on it that was, I guess, like a passion project of his. And I got to do that for one episode.
Great.
So that was my first job. I don't think it was union though.
Right. It was non-union. But what was your first I can't even remember my first big, network show callback. Or was it?
I can tell you what it was in 2019. It was.
I'm gonna go to your credits.
Yeah, it was for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. That was my first big thing that I was in the mix for.
Yes,
they flew me to New York.
Oh shit! No, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, and
for a series regular,
put me up for a recur, I think.
Okay.
Maybe it was. I don't remember at this point, but I was feeling on top of the world.
I bet.
Walking through New York there for a callback or a producer. I met with the creators of the show and I read with them. I was so nervous for that. I was not ready to have that job for sure.
Right.
Because I didn't have enough experience to be able to handle being on such a fast paced show where everyone there is and that show is stunning. Yeah. But it's shot like a dance.
It is.
A lot of one-ers, a lot of just really interesting camera movements. But I definitely know that I was not equipped to dance with the camera like that. I would
looking back,
I would have held them back.
Yeah. You're I would have liked a little more experience before that.
Exactly.
For booking that.
I would not have been able to handle that.
You would have been totally fine.
I couldn't even
but
handle
I hear you.
reading in the room because I was so nervous that before the car came to pick me up to take me to the thing, I sat at the hotel bar and I had a glass of wine.
Dude.
I was I need to calm down because I was shaking that day. I was so nervous. I wanted it so badly.
Of course.
And I was I have to be good because they flew me all the way out here. And what if I blah, blah, blah. I mistimed the buzz. Yeah. So by the time I got...
You're sleepy.
No, I was buzzed and I was I got this. I'm ready to go. I can act my ass off right now.
Then they see you in the waiting room.
The buzz leaves. Now I'm back to nerves and now just a little bit hungover. Dehydrated.
Yeah.
Cotton mouth. And I go in and I don't do a good job. I know I didn't do a good job. And then I left and I was I don't think I'm getting that.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't. But then that year, it was a really good start to the year because it created momentum for me. It gave me a little bit of belief in myself.
Totally.
And so
you just need that first big callback or anyone to see.
To say, you got something,
You got
kid.
something. Yeah, exactly. And then you're wait, I do. The delusion is not a delusion. It's real.
Exactly.
And then the delusion gets even bigger and then you keep going for bigger things.
Exactly. And so that kick-started a very good year of getting callbacks. And then the first thing that I finally booked that felt significant was Into the Dark, which was a Blumhouse Hulu like co-project.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like an anthology series.
Yeah.
Oh, or is it In the Dark? There's a CW
No,
show.
you're right. Into the Dark. Sorry, I'm thinking of the one with the
In the
blind
Dark.
girl. I'm thinking of In the
Yes.
Dark. Okay, sorry. I remember
get
Into the
confused
Dark.
too.
I
Yes.
remember like auditioning for this.
Yeah, it's like anthology series. Each episode is like a little mini movie. It's like 90 minutes long. And I got that in October. And while I was shooting that, I went and I read for Legacies. And the Legacy story is really interesting
Yeah, I wanna hear it.
because I had auditioned for that show already for season 1 as like maybe a recur or a series regular. And it was the worst audition I've ever done. I was so nervous because I really wanted like a CW show.
Yep. Same. Dream.
And it's a Vampire Diaries spinoff. You know?
I auditioned for that. Actually, yeah, you're right. Every time I got that audition, I was like, well, this is the dream.
Yes.
Let's go walk on this lot.
Yeah.
Just my dreams right here. No big deal.
And I was shaking in the room. I dropped lines. You know when you're like, my face is red.
Yeah.
You're like, you're recording it and I look like a tomato because I can feel the heat rising. The sweet casting director like was really trying to help me and like stay in it with me, but I could see in his eyes like, poor girl.
Yeah.
And
imagine how many times they do that though.
Right.
I forget.
And I was like, okay, so that was the worst thing I've ever done, and I'm definitely not getting that. And those casting directors will never see me again. I was like, thank you so much, everyone. I'm leaving. And then I kind of blocked that out of my memory. So then come October, when I'm auditioning again for a new character.
Greg Orson?
Yes.
Is that who? Yeah.
And there was a woman as well.
Greg and Leslie.
Yeah. And I'm sitting in the waiting room and I'm like, this place looks really familiar. I don't think I've been here before, but what is this place? And then it hit me like, oh, this is where I had the worst audition of my life.
Perfect time to hit you.
Perfect time. Except that I think because I was already working on a set and I also like had done a play or was like in the middle of doing a play. I sat there and I was like, oh my God, I'm such a better actor now than when they first saw me. And I was like excited to show them how much I had grown.
Love that.
And I'm sitting in the waiting room. You can see all of your competition. And as women of color, the pool is a little smaller. And so like you see a lot of names that you recognize. And the girl right before me, she was in there for like 20 minutes. And that could get in your head, right?
Yeah.
You're like, well, I guess they love her. They're spending so much time with her.
It never doesn't get in
Yeah.
my head, which is such a shame.
Yeah. But then that time, for some reason, just knowing that, oh, I'm so much better than I was the last time I was here. Knowing that this girl was in there for 20 minutes, I was like, I'm going to be in there for 22 minutes. then.
Oh, love it.
And so I go in there with more confidence than I've ever had in an audition room. And part of that is probably because I was working, because I didn't
Of course.
have the desperation for this job. And then
You've also now gone on 250 auditions.
Yeah. And so I did it, left feeling good, got a call back, and then I was at a Chinese restaurant when they called me and said, "You got it."
The best feeling
and I was
ever.
And it was my first recur.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I did like the thing, and now the recur is next, and then okay, great.
CW recur, absolute dream, mid-20s. You're like, this is you manifested it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's why I always tell people too, I'm like, get very specific about what you want to book. Not saying that like, oh, that means it's going to happen. But like, I was like, free form. I want to book a free form show. I put it on my vision board.
And did you not?
That's the first show I booked.
Period.
I'm like, yeah. So that's powerful.
Yeah, don't feel silly because, and I'll tell you the story later, but like the things that you say years ago will manifest in, you don't know when it's going to happen.
Exactly. You plant the seed.
Yeah.
You plant the seed.
The seed.
You plant that little seed.
Yeah.
that audition, do you know how many times, I'm just curious, how many times did you do it in the room with Greg and Leslie? Do you know? Because I feel like when they let you do it more than once,
it's a good sign.
It's a good sign, and it feels so good because the first one, there's always going to be a little bit of nerves. Even if you're like, no, I'm confident this time around, whatever. Even if tomorrow I go to an audition, the first run through, it's like you
shake it off.
Gotta shake it off. Haven't been in this space doing this scene yet, in front of these people yet.
Reading with this reader.
Reading it out loud with this reader. So did you get to do it a few times?
I did it a few times.
You had fun with it.
And I had fun. And I think it was kind of the first time I was able to like work with the casting director.
Totally. I remember those too because it happened so rarely.
Yeah. And they were giving me direction. It was like my first taste of like really taking direction from a casting director. And feeling like confident in taking those directions because I had been practicing it in class.
Yeah.
And I wasn't like, what do you mean?
Right. Right. I don't know how to take that note. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was ingrained in you.
Yeah.
So you went and shoot Legacies.
Yes.
Great experience.
Great experience. Learned so much. Made great friends. It shot in Atlanta, and it was my first time flying first class.
Yep.
Because we don't come from money, like I packed, they were like, you could be there for 2 months, so pack for 2 months. And I was like, okay, I put 2 months into a carry-on because I was like, I'm not paying for checked luggage.
Right.
And my friend was like, babe, you get free luggage. Right.
Yeah, in first class.
In first class. And I was like, well, I don't know this rich life.
Yeah, I don't know this rule.
Yeah, what? And so.
Did you end up going for 2 months or you flew back and forth?
I would fly back and forth.
A week.
Yeah.
The best.
But it was amazing. Like I got a chair back and I was learning so much like lingo. I just didn't, there was so much that I didn't know. Like on the day, we were like rehearsing a scene, me and my scene partner, and he was like, and then on the day we're gonna da 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 da. And I was like, today is the day.
Right. What are you talking
next? What do you mean?
Wait, explain this to the listeners.
On the day just means like when we shoot it.
When they say action and it's like the first scene, the first take or whatever, or any take.
They go, and on the day we'll do this. On the day there will be fire.
You're
on
like,
the day. And I was like,
an
but
hour.
that's right now. What do you mean? Why are we talking like this? I learned how to hit marks properly. I knew like I was just learning so much, and I was watching these really talented actors do their thing too, and like stealing from them as well, and stealing their on-set behavior, like their camaraderie that they have, and being like, okay, if I ever get to like be on another show as a series regular, like I know exactly how I want the set to feel.
Yes. So was your number one like super sweet?
Yeah, she was so sweet. She was the youngest one too, like so much burden on her shoulders, especially for such a beloved franchise. But I learned so much from her and from everybody else.
The power of the number one, because their energy trickles down to every single person. Same with Siren. Yep. Aline was the sweetest girl in the world. And I was like, oh, if I'm ever a series regular, if I'm ever number one, I'm going to be just as nice as her.
Exactly. I'm going to know everybody's name.
Yes.
I'm not going to make any guest stars feel
totally
like they don't belong. Yeah.
Well, Olivia, you got that chance.
I did.
You booked the lead in another CW show called Kung Fu.
Yep.
How many years later was Kung Fu from Legacies? It was the same.
It was happening at the same time.
Okay.
2019 was a good year for Olivia.
Yeah. Because by the way, you're auditioning because you're recurring on Legacies. So while you're in Atlanta, you're getting auditions from your team, probably even more so than ever because they're using your work as leverage to casting directors being like, she's shooting a show or like she's working. See her for this role of the lead of this show.
Yeah. So and it was already in-house, like CW.
True.
I got the audition in my inbox. I first rolled my eyes because I was like, really, Kung Fu? Like, we're doing that now?
Right.
Do we have to? Does it have to be? But then I read the script and I was like, whoa, this is actually just me. I got the audition for Nikki. I didn't read for anybody else ever.
Which is the lead of Kung Fu.
And I read the breakdown and I was like, okay, so a biography of me. Great. And then I was just so amazed. And I know Shannon said this on her episode with you too, but the rest of the characters, because when you like audition for a show, they'll show you who else they're casting, and everyone was Asian, and I had not ever seen that. And I was like, okay, this is dope. And then there was the historic nature of it. Would be the first hour-long drama with a predominantly Asian cast on network TV, like blah,
Huge.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I read the sides and I'm like, got it. I shoot them once each. First take, I was like, I think I'm happy with that. And then I sent it in.
Did you shoot it in Atlanta?
I shot it in Atlanta.
In your hotel?
In my hotel.
With a castmate?
With a castmate.
Love.
Yes. Send that in. And then they want to test me.
Immediately.
No,
Okay.
I don't remember how many days in between.
But there's no callback.
There's no callback. There's like test.
Okay.
And they're trying to work out for me to fly back from Atlanta to LA to do this test.
The best.
I'm so in demand.
A moment for this.
Oh my God.
A moment for this
'Cause
demand.
it hasn't happened since. And the Legacies is just like, no, we need her like the next morning. We can't let her go.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, so what do we do? So then I get on a call with the showrunner, the director, and one of the producers, Christina, Hanali, and Martin. And they call me. They set up a self-tape studio for me in Atlanta. And they're like, we're going to give you some notes. And we're going to use this new tape as a test.
Got it. Oh.
Yes. So I get a call from them, and then I'm doing this tape, but they're also live with me. So they're kind of giving me notes so that I can send in a really good tape. And so this test is happening while I'm in Atlanta. And I have friends testing for the show, like guy friends. And so they're like
From
on
class?
the grounds. Another castmate from Legacies, and then
Okay.
just people that I've met throughout the
Okay,
years.
okay.
Little Asian guys.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of my spies on the ground, and they're doing the Nickies right now. But we're all talking about you in the waiting room. So I hope they didn't like psych out the other girls, but they're like, oh, we know our friend Olivia is, they're going to play her video.
Yeah.
And so they could like hear my tape going.
Wait. Whoa.
Yeah, they're like in the waiting room, and they can hear the people who are being seen via tape.
Yeah.
And then the other people have to go in and do their
person.
reads. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Do you know how many people tested for the role?
I do not know. But while I was like sitting in my hotel room and this test is going on, I'm getting a DM from this guy at Warner Brothers, and he's like, you're on fire. And I was like, don't say that if you don't mean it. And I was like, what does this mean? What? And then another person from the CW, excuse me, who I knew, messaged me and was like, you're killing it in this test. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And so I get a call from my agent later that night, and she's like, okay, so you are continuing on, but they're going to start over in the search. But like, you're still in the mix. And I was like, okay, great.
They have to do their due diligence, in
Yes.
other words.
Yeah. And so the next week, I happen to have a week off from Legacy, so I fly back to LA, and they do more rounds of auditions, callbacks, and tests. And so I'm going in for what I think is a callback, but some people are there reading for the first time. And that's also where I met Shannon. I think she was there for a callback, and she was wearing her hot pink jumpsuit, white pea coat draped over her shoulders, designer bag like this. And she says I'm exaggerating, but I was not. She's strutting down the hall of Warner Brothers, and she just goes, Olivia.
Oh my God.
And I was like, she just put me at ease.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that she was there.
Did she know you outside? Did you guys know each other outside
so
of
she
this?
did the ABC showcase the
Yes.
year after I did it.
Yeah.
I was her reader for her audition.
Oh my God. So by the way, Shannon plays
My sister.
Olivia's sister in Kung Fu,
Yeah.
which is one of my good friends for a decade.
Mm-hmm. And Shannon was also like, when I was her reader for that, I looked at her sides and I was like, whoever can pull this off is a really good actor. And then she came in and I was like, she's really good.
Yeah.
And then now we're sisters.
Oh.
But she just put me at ease. I went in there, I did each scene once, and they're like, okay, thank you, bye. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess bye. I leave. The next day, they're doing network tests. So I think the next day they were doing studio tests. I skipped that because I had passed the studio test. Then we go to network test. And that's on a Thursday. And that's where I see the other girls who might be Nikki.
Okay.
I see the Altheas. I see all of the other characters. But it was such a beautiful day. We went in and it was a room full of Asians for a show that was going to be about us.
Yeah.
And you could feel the energy of like, at least this is getting made. And we're just, whoever gets it, great.
Right.
And I think looking back, I can feel that they did want me to get it. I spent a lot of time in the room for the test. Then they like brought me back in to read again. And yeah, but after the test, we all got lunch together, us in our competition. Like
really?
Yeah.
Oh my
We just
God.
went across the street, got lunch together, wished each other luck. And then as we were leaving, some people got the call that it was them. So that day, everybody,
Booked.
Shannon got the call, John, who plays our brother, got the call, and Eddie got the call. Those were all the people who were testing. And I didn't get a call.
You all went to lunch together.
We all went to lunch
and
together.
Everyone's
They didn't
walking
get
out.
it at the same time.
But you're all texting at this point.
We're all texting at this point. And Shannon's like, I got it. And Eddie's like, I got it. And John's like, I got it. And I'm like, I haven't heard anything. But I was like, what else can I? There's nothing for me to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like out with friends. I'm celebrating that I just, did my first like full test. And then I get a call from my agent. And
That
she goes,
evening?
That evening, after everybody found out that they got the job, my agent calls me and she goes, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm celebrating. And she was like, stop. You're going back in tomorrow.
Oh, fuck.
And I was like, what do you mean?
Again?
And she's like, I know. And I was like, what more do they want? And she's like, they scrapped everyone. It's you or they're starting over for Nikki. And I was like, okay, let's go. And so I go into Warner Brothers the next day, and it's me, the casting director, Jennifer Cooper, casting assistant, an exec from Warner Brothers, and an exec from Berlanti, because they produced the show.
Yep.
And the Warner Brothers exec said, listen, you're the girl. We want it to be you, but we need to see season 6 colors, and these sides don't necessarily show the full range that we need to see from you. So we're going to direct you a bunch. It might not make sense for the scene, but just go with it because that we need to see this like spectrum. And I was like, let's go. 2.5 hours.
Oh my God.
3 scenes, 2.5 hours, over and over, trying different things, just trying to show them everything that I can do, everything I got.
Everything.
I go home, I'm exhausted.
Best time though, at the end of the day, it's always fun to be able to do it that much. And you're like, okay, I'm acting, like I'm really doing the thing.
Yes. And I was like, there's literally nothing else I can do. I gave them everything. I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
And then I wake up to my agent saying that I got it. And I like...
Best feeling
yes,
ever.
like has not been duplicated since.
Yeah.
Tears. Like, and I've said this before, but I can't even call it a dream come true because I genuinely didn't allow my dreams to go that far.
Big. Wow.
Like and maybe it's subconsciously because I never saw Asian leading women, but I was like so ready for the best friend to be my bag. I was like, I will be the quirky best friend. I will support the lead always. That's gonna be my trajectory. And so like this happening was
wow. And to think you're the trailblazer of this generation leading Asian woman CW show. Who would have thunk?
Not me.
Little old you.
Not me.
Oh
well, maybe
my God.
5-year-old Olivia knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, straight up.
Right?
I love that story so much.
Yeah.
Even just going on the journey with you, like sitting here listening, I just kind of know the feeling, but mixed with you explaining it, and I'm like, wow, there just really isn't a better feeling.
Yeah. And I will say, again, because I was already working, it didn't feel precious.
Yeah.
So like I can do better work because I'm not desperate.
And the momentum
Yeah.
is so real, the energy around it.
And I also had, like, Legacies was like, we'll give you a series regular contract right now if you don't test for it.
Oh,
and my agent was like, no, you have to go. This would be your own show. And so we did, but then Legacies was kind enough. They were like, if it doesn't work out, like, you can come back. So I had job security, which, like, no, hasn't happened since.
Yeah. Doesn't happen. Hasn't happened since.
So, like, I recognize that I also went in with so much less baggage and was able to, So, like, I credit booking it to, like, the fact that I was working on something else. And so the energy is just different.
100.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so different.
Which is why
working.
it's so important to be in class so that nothing feels.
Be in class. If you're really not working at all or haven't in a really long time, not just class, but also having other things that you enjoy doing, not a backup plan, but just, things that make you feel whole as a human. So you can leave an audition and go back to that and, like, decompress in a way.
Totally.
But I definitely do. It's been an hour, but I really want to get into, you booked that in 2019.
Beginning of 2020, actually.
Okay, you booked that in the beginning of 2020. You then shoot it. Obviously, we have the pandemic, we have the strike, all of that. But, we're 5 years later. Ever since the show got canceled after 3 seasons, which is unheard of and so amazing.
Right.
You stopped filming in 23?
We wrapped December 2022.
Okay, December 2022.
Yeah, we did 3 seasons in 2 years.
So you have 23, 24, 25, because we're almost to the end of 25. So you have now been, and this is not to, like, okay, jumping on to the next thing, but, like, you booked it, you shot it, amazing. So now you've been auditioning for 3 years straight, because right when you come out of a series regular, guys, you go right back into auditioning when it gets canceled to your next show because you want to work. So you've been auditioning for 3 years. You've had some great tests, callbacks. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. Auditioning a ton, but also not nearly as much as 2019 and 2020 because the heydays of that is gone. So my question to you is, number one, I just want to ask, how are you holding up? Because you've been auditioning for 3 years. Have you booked anything, a movie, short?
I did an indie, just did a short, and then I just booked another indie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Indie short, fucking amazing, more than me. But you're probably jonesing for that next series regular.
Totally.
So how's that experience been for the last 3 years going on these auditions? I know you just had a massive screen test for, I think it was one of the biggest shows that has been viewed globally ever. So that was on your mind, and then it was you and one other person. You didn't end up booking it. So
yeah,
how are you doing
now? Great. 23, 24, bad. And I love feeling sorry for myself. I should put that out there first. So, like, I love to wallow and feel like nobody else gets it.
Yeah.
But 23, 24 was really, really hard for me because being on Kung Fu was so amazing, but it also really gave me a false sense of, and I know, I'll preface all this by saying that it's probably in my head. Maybe there's some truth industry-wise, but it kind of gave me a false sense of reality because we were on this show. All of us were individualized. We're all Asian, and so none of us have to be the Asian on the show. And so Shannon's character was so different from my character, was so different from the Yvonne's character who played the villain. It was so different. Like, we were all individualized as characters. We were able to be more than the Asian one. Yet, all 3 seasons of that show, Shannon, Yvonne, and I would audition for the exact same things outside of the show. And I'm like, but we're so different. So do you guys just see us all as just a blob of 20-something Asian girl? And so it kind of, it messed up my brain a little bit. It messed with my mind because I started to get really, really competitive and really jealous of my peers, of my Asian sisters who I love and support, but I couldn't help but feel scarcity outside of Kung Fu because it is pretty scarce for Asian
the amount of roles there
women.
are for Asian women is scarce.
Yes, and I hate that I've myself reduced myself to Asian woman.
But now it's but it's like, but you're seeing you're like,
Yes,
okay, I
and
can't
I'm like,
be delusional.
but it's happening right before my eyes, isn't it? I never thought about the fact that I was Asian before I entered this industry because I grew up in Diamond Bar, with so many Asians.
Right.
And so it wasn't until I started auditioning that I was confronted with like, oh, you're Asian first, kind of, when you walk in the door. That's what they see first. And if they're not looking for an Asian, or if they're not open to it,
none of your other special sauce
then it
really
doesn't
matters.
Yeah. And so I like really, really believed that. And I started to really feel like I could only book a part that was written Asian, and all of these girls were my competition. And it was unhealthy. And I was like, I don't like this version of myself that I'm becoming, that I'm feeling jealous of my friends. I'm feeling, I'm putting myself down because I'll see a breakdown come in and it'll be whatever. And I'll be like, well, I know which one they're going to cast because I'm nothing. I just was like, well, she's the hot one. She's the quirky one. And I was also reducing
There's only
them
10 of us
to things.
And there's one role, and here's the breakdown. And I already know this girl fits that.
I was doing that, and I was counting myself out of things. And I was also believing that I could only book things written Asian. Maybe that's a little bit true. Maybe it's not, but it's what I really believed.
Well, I know Shannon struggled with the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So there's a reason for that.
And I also really believed, and this was the other thing, I was like, everything's supposed to be easier once you've gotten your series, right? Shouldn't you have like momentum? Like, because when I set out to be an actor, I gave myself 10 years. And I said, in 10 years, if I don't book anything, we got to go. But what does success look like? What will it mean to make it?
What does success look like to you?
Well, now it's just that like I'm surviving as an actor, and I also love what I do, and I would do it for free still. But
would you?
Totally.
Really?
Yeah. I'm committed. Like, if I run out of money that I saved from the whatever, I will go back and I'll work at a cafe. I'm committed to this pursuit.
But you wouldn't work on a show for free. You wouldn't act for free.
No.
But you're saying like you'll do the process for free until you book something.
Well, I just wrapped a short, and I was like, if they paid me nothing, I would have been here.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's like a yes and a no, because I'm like,
I can't remember which actor said it, but he said,
they pay me to wait around.
The acting I do for free. They pay me to put up with the bullshit.
Morgan Freeman.
Period. It would be.
I think
someone said it, and I was like, yeah,
which is facts. Okay,
yeah,
I agreed with that, but I wouldn't like, hey, do you want to come do this CW show for free? I'd be like, no, I've worked very hard for free for so many years.
Yeah, you guys are paying us on the back end for like all the stuff that all the
facts.
free work that we did.
So I agree.
But yes,
I would do it for free. And I always say that. My boyfriend's like, well, like the industry is, it's. I'm like, I will mop floors then. I will make money. I'm not worried about.
This is what we've chosen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was convinced that I did my research. I was like, okay, so what would success look like? What does it mean to make it? And
are you type A by chance?
Of course.
Just kidding. I did the research on what it looks like to be successful.
What makes you think that? And like the actors that I admire and like their trajectory, and I'm like, okay, it kind of seems like once you get a series regular, you just kind of keep working forever.
Yeah.
And it doesn't end. And I go, okay, great. So the goal is series regular. And then not only did I get a series regular, I booked the lead. I was the number one.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm set, right?
Yeah.
Like, it should be no problem. I don't have to worry ever again.
So it
right?
really fucked with you.
It really fucked with me because also, like, growing up single mom, maybe not financially stable, like, worried about money all the time. The 3 years of Kung Fu, for the first time, I was without worry. And I got used to that feeling too. And so it was a really big crash down, 23 and 24. Especially because they didn't cancel us until May of 23.
You couldn't even audition
on
for
my
anything.
birthday.
Really? Okay.
But it's okay. I turned 30. The show ended. New chapter.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight up. And so, yeah, I was just like, I didn't set myself up for success mentally. I was not mentally like strong enough to handle it. I was comparing a lot. And I don't know if you relate to comparison, but like, especially in Asian American culture, we're always being compared to our peers.
100%.
What grade did she get? Why didn't you get a better grade? What school is she gonna go to? So I've been competing with people my whole life internally, just like clocking my competition all the time.
All the time.
And it was bleeding into this work, and I really, really hated the version of myself I was becoming.
It's not even your fault. It's a competitive industry that we get into on top of being raised like that. Your subconscious is like going crazy, like wanting to act on all of these emotions of comparison. That makes complete sense.
Yeah.
So good on you for really understanding, seeing that, going in, trying to rewire that part, because it's not healthy and you won't sustain. There's going to be a crash. It sounds like that's what happened. And you're like, okay, I got to take a step back and look at some things
and
here.
Reevaluate how I see all of this. And it's been like truly 2 years of a lot of mental work, a lot of therapy, and just like not judging myself for all of these things either. And you've caught me at a really good place. I'm finally at peace.
I love it.
I'm like, you know what? What am I gonna do? Quit?
Yeah.
That'd be stupid. Like, I had
dumb.
a show.
Okay.
There's evidence that I will work.
Right, exactly. Truly.
So just keep going. I'm very grateful. You know, I thought my life was gonna look different, and I had to grieve that version that I thought was gonna happen. And now I'm very much taking stock and being grateful for what I do have, which is I'm not working 4 jobs anymore. I'm not $20,000 in debt anymore. And this was money that I made as an actor. And I still don't need to work 4 jobs.
Right.
And like I said, if, knock on wood that I don't, but if I start to see the funds get scary, low, I'll be a barista again.
Yeah.
Because I'm not leaving this. Like, other people can leave, but I'm here. Yeah. Beautiful.
One tip to give a young 22-year-old Asian girl pursuing this career right now.
Class, always, number one. Not just because you're becoming...
Acting class.
Yeah, acting class.
I thought class. Like...
Oh. And class. Be nice.
Yeah.
People remember assholes, but people also remember you for being a good person. And it's so much, whatever. Class, get into acting class because, yeah, you'll be working on your craft, but I think what's the best part of it is community. Because it's nice to be with people who have the same dream as you, so that you don't feel crazy.
Right. Or else
and
it gets
so that we can
scary.
We can lament together. We can celebrate each other's wins. People who like really get what you're going through, because it is really, really fucking hard to do this and to get rejected and to put yourself out there and to kind of like do this like tightrope of like being hopeful that like, oh, I hope they see something in me, but it's totally fine.
Right.
If I don't get it.
Right.
I'm totally fine and it's not going to ruin my day. And so like we're constantly doing this tightrope walk of existing in these two mindsets, and it's really exhausting, and it's nice to be with people who get it. Yeah.
Would say the same exact thing.
Yeah. And also, if you see yourself being happy doing anything else, go do that. It's really, really hard.
It's really hard. It's
but
not
if you're
for the
like,
faint of heart.
I will die if I don't get to do this, come on in. Yeah.
Gwyneth Paltrow said that. She said, she was talking about entrepreneurship though, not acting, because hers was the opposite. She's like, I could like not act and I'd be fine. And that's why she started Goop and all of that.
Yeah.
But she was like, my advice for anyone who is starting any sort of company is if you feel like, the question to her was like, how does someone come up with an idea? They want to be an entrepreneur. How do they come up with the idea? She's like, well, you need to be passionate about it because you wake up every single day and have to work on that thing. So pretty much think of something that you're like oh, I'll die if I don't try to make this thing happen, if I don't invent this thing or start this, mentorship program or whatever. You have to feel inside like, oh no, this is really important. This like medical device that I want to create is because that's what wakes you up and keeps you going. And so that's obviously how we feel about acting, but you have to.
Yeah.
There's too much literal terrible shit that goes on for it to not really be fueled by such genuine passion.
Yeah.
Which I see in you through and through and through, and you're always inspiring to me because of that. And genuinely, Olivia, when I started your class, I was like, can't wait till the next month so I cannot sign up again. Because I was so scared. I was like, oh my, not your class, any class, I would feel this way because I haven't been in class in 2 years. But I was like, oh, this is icky. I was like, this is hard.
Yeah.
I was getting my bearings, and I was like, and then I got home and I was like, so you better fucking sign up for next month then.
Yes, if you're so scared,
If you're so scared, you got to run into that shit.
I experienced the same thing. Like between seasons, I would always go back to class. But after season 1, when I went back, I was so scared because I was starting a new class. I was in like a different night before. And I was so afraid that people would be like, okay,
oh, what does this girl have?
Number 1. Let's see what you got. Let's see what it takes. And I was so terrified but that was all in my head. Yeah. It was all in my head. Of course.
The pressures that we put on ourselves. You're honestly only as good as your last booking.
Literally.
Period. Period. What was that? All right, Olivia, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to put all the information about you in the show notes so people can follow you. And I just love you.
Having me. I love you. I'm obsessed with you.
I'm obsessed with you.
We're sisters.
We are.
We have the same story.
We really do.
We're separated.
We're the same person. Okay, I'm signing off.